Alright, I'm gonna start off with a disclaimer about this video here today. If you're here to learn the ups and downs to this deck, the strategies, the cards that you should swap out, is this worth picking up, yada yada yada, you've come to the wrong place. I don't want to waste your time. I collect, I like to entertain, and I like to collect. I do play the card game, but I am by no means an expert. I actually haven't played in a good while. And so while I am going to be kind of looking through what these cards can do, I'm not the pro that you're looking for if you came here for that kind of examination. So with that out of the way, after the people that came here to really learn this deck are gone, we can start unboxing. So of course comes with a paper with a just ridiculous. Does anybody read this? Like surely somebody, like I'm sure if you're like a child and actually I don't know. Things have changed since I was a kid. I didn't have a cell phone. I was stuck in the back of a car. You know, I was the kind of kid that would like get a PS2 game and like read the manual on the drive home. I don't know if kids are really doing that. You know, they're probably just on their phone. Yeah, wonder if people actually read like this pamphlet here. Condition markers. Woo! That's the whole reason I bought this. I really wanted me some condition markers. Anyways, we have our, what's the point even opening it? We have the VStar marker, then we have the dice, and yeah, just like the others. Wow, it's actually worse than the others. So as they've been doing lately, they got rid of the set symbol. This one does just have the one dot. It doesn't even have like the EX symbol on it like a lot of the more modern ones, although I think other decks have done that as well. I'm fairly certain where they don't have any special symbol, it's just the standard die. But, yeah, we got some purple on purple dye, and then some, like, pink on blue. Very similar to the Palkia Fates dice. Actually, I think I have those around somewhere. Yeah, it's just, like, a lot darker, but it's still, like, a purple on purple. So this is the Palkia Fates. It's a very deep purple. Like, it might look a little black depending on the color calibration of your screen and of my video. But it is like a very deep purple. So very similar color scheme going on, at least with the basic dice there. Anyways, we have the deck box itself. We'll be checking that out here in a minute. I will say, real quick, I do appreciate that we actually have artwork telling you what is inside this thing. A lot of the modern decks don't do that, and it drives me insane. I still hate that it doesn't have anything on either one of these ends, because I stack up my decks like this. And some of the old decks would tell you, right there, exactly what it was. Okay, I lied to you. I figured I'd grab some examples. They were still some that are far better. So if you take this Sun and Moon Rocksteady deck as an example, I don't think it even says Rocksteady anywhere. Yeah, it does right there on the side. But you still have, like, look, we got Lycanroc right there. We know that this is the Lycanroc deck, and when it's stacked on the shelf, we know that's from Burning Shadows. So it's a good chance that if you're trying to find the Rocksteady deck, there it is, Burning Shadows. If you want some of the more collector's things, like these champion decks, right there, London, you can immediately assume this is a world champ deck. And on the front even tells you this is the Shape of Mew deck. These are a little bit different, but because they've only done like 2 of these of the Let's Play, yeah, Let's Play. This one being like this vibrant blue still kind of works. I don't care for it when it's on the shelf, but again, you have Pikachu, you know that this is the Let's Play Pikachu deck. Even these, which have very boring fronts to them, and this is what I have them like a bulk of, even them on like the fronts and stuff, you can tell what it is. Regardless, you might not know exactly what deck it is, right? It just says Blastoise on one side, it says V Battle deck on the other, but you know it is a Blastoise deck and a Venusaur deck. But now we're doing this crap, and I hate it so much. Ice, and I assume that's supposed to be ground. Nothing on the side, a little bit of bleed there. Nothing on the side, nothing on the bottom, and the top is completely blank. It doesn't even have the Pokemon logo. Do you know how boring it is to have these things on display stacked up like that? Like, yes, this is neat, right? That's not bad. Put that on the back. So if you want to display this, it can look kind of neat. Put the Pokemon that it is on the front. I don't know which ones these are. I have to open it up and go, okay, so this is the Lucario deck. And, like, that's not the one that I'm looking for. This one is put in backwards. This is the Chine-Pao EX deck. Like, I hate it. I hate these modern decks that we're doing. So this, I'm okay with, this League Battle deck, because you can still get an idea. If you're looking for the Palkia deck, well, that's white and purple. That might be the Palkia. Pull it out of the stack, bam, right there, Palkia. Still doesn't... Okay, yeah, even on the side it tells you what it is. This is what we need. Anyways, I know, long rant. Anyways, we have a code card for the deck if you would like to use it online. The first person to claim it anyways. Then we can look at the promo cards that come inside. So, first off, we have the Origin Form Palkia V. Search your deck for a stadium card, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle. That could be useful, I suppose, if it depends on your stadium you're going for. And 200 damage Hydra break. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Makes sense, they had to nerf that damage somehow with only 3 energy. Not a bad basic V. VStar, Subspace Swell 60+. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon. Oh, each bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. So that's really useful, with it only costing 2 energy. And then Star Portal, during your turn, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to your water Pokemon any way that you like. So you really want to stick with, like, mono water in this, but not bad. And then, of course, a Radiant Greninja. This is straight up just a reprint from what I can tell. I don't think there's anything unique about it, so this does definitely lower the value of the original Radiant Greninja. I assume. The Holo effect could be different. It does have like a... I don't know, I think that's the same as the standard Radiant. But now we can finally open the box that I still don't love, but am much more appreciative of. I'm not saying that this is peak design. I'm saying that this is peak organizer brain. So let's open this thing up. And Trekking Shoes. Actually, I don't remember what this does. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put that card into your hand. If you don't, discard that card and draw a card. Okay. But Beryl definitely used him. Melanie, attach a water card in this card pile. Just an energy. Boss's orders have to have that. Only use this card during your first turn. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench, then shuffle your deck. I don't care for cards like this. Like, if you don't draw it on your first turn, then it is now just a useless card. I'm sure there's a good use for it. Somebody in the comments will let me know. Choice Belt is attack. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to does 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon V. Indra, we have the Bidoof, Water Energy, we have the Echoing Horn, another Battle VIP Pass, so it's upping your chances of pulling it off the bat. Energy Search, Lake Antiquity. So this is probably the stadium that they want, that the Palkia is supposed to be used to pull. All of your Pokemon that have water or fighting energy attached, both yours and your opponent's, take 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. From the opponent's Pokemon, after applying weakness and resistance. So it basically gives you a 20 health buffer, 20 health shield, I suppose. But if your opponent is also using water or fighting, you could be helping them at the same time. Hishuian Heavy Ball, Boss's orders again, Trekking Shoes, Ultra Ball, of course, Switch, of course, Clara. I don't know if I've really used her. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench, then shuffle your deck. So basically a weaker version of my Miraidon's ability. Choice Belt, Bidoof, Indra, Melanie... Right, that's the draw. More just like deck shuffling, which seems to be always a focus of a lot of decks. You can only use this card for as 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 6 cards, your opponent draws 2 cards. That's interesting. You're kind of punishing them for having low prize cards by lowering their hand down to 2. That's a pretty powerful one if you can get a good early start on the prize card fight, which is kind of what the whole fight really is about. Manaphy, Wave Veil. Prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so they just can't attack your bench directly if you got this guy. I guess it's useful if certain decks are in the meta that tend to swing on the bench. I suppose that would be useful. But if it's not like a meta thing to swing at the bench, then you probably don't need that in your deck. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just getting all duplicate. What was your ability again? Once you're on your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5. Okay, right. Situationally useful. It kind of works as deck cycling, especially because you can continue to keep using it. If you're like, energy and bench per turn, 2 cards down, you draw 1, you still have 1 empty slot, activate his ability, bam, you're back up to 5. So it's situationally useful, but allows you to continue the deck cycling, which does seem to be a pretty big thing in this deck, as it tends to be in most, to my knowledge. But we will put him at the back, and I usually keep the code card with it, well, kind of got it stuck there, because it tells you exactly what it is right there. It's a nice little just like indicator. And we'll box this up and put it with all of my other decks. Gonna slide that in there. Now it's time for the bonus card of the day. Explanation right down there in the bottom left corner. And today's card appears to just be in a penny sleeve, an upside down penny sleeve, which is, you know, I feel like unnecessary if you're not hard sleeving them, but you do you. Wow. Really good condition. I'm assuming it either got a good deal on an older card, or it's going to be much more modern. Every time I think it's going to be more modern, I end up being wrong, because I do primarily buy older cards, but that doesn't mean that I don't buy some modern. I'm going to give it... I'm going to go kind of middle of the range. This is probably a bad choice to, like, fence sit, but I'm going to say around, like, the 2010, like, early 2010s. We have our Canine e-reader series from 2003. So, yep, I should have gone much older. Very good condition for being a 2003 card. I'm definitely happy about that. This was one of the actual e-readers, so this could actually be useful if you had one. I still don't. I do collect games, and I keep wanting to buy an e-reader, and I just keep not doing it. But I do actually keep all my e-reader cards separate. So I can do that if I ever chose to. But we do have a nice looking Arcanine. I like to collect these things. Of course, it's nice to also get a rare e-reader as well, even if he's not a holo. Just a nice little bonus to add to the collection. Throw him back in the sleeve for now, until I put them in something better, dependent on value. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, consider hitting that button right there really hard. If you feel like binging some Pokemon content, I'm gonna have a playlist of all of my Pokemon videos up on screen right now, and I'm going to go ahead and link the last deck, I think it was the last deck that I did, my favorite one, the Miraidon EX League Battle deck. I also like that thumbnail, put some real work into that one. So, I really hope you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully, I'll see all of y'all next time. Goodbye for now.